Hi, I'm Conscious.
And I'm TK of TK in the AM on Bonfire Radio. And we are at Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV, y'all. How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm ready.
We're going to be back on later. But first, we have the illustrious Edwin. Illustrious. Like hair is lustrous, illustrious. Beautiful. Fantastic. Edwin Vasquez Musica Band right here on Legends TV, y'all. See you later.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, TK and Conscious. Believe it or not, this song we're going to do is actually a Boys to Men tune, a group that I was really crazy about back in the 90s. But I've done my own little thing to it, so we hope you enjoy. Everything you're hearing today is live. By the way, I just want to always reiterate that. I want to thank my manager, Cynthia Sepulveda, from Flaco Coquito. And I also want to remember Alicia and Chris, because they actually were the ones who sort of opened their arms to all of us here and made this possible. Never forget our beginnings. Alicia and Chris, we thank you for reaching out. I remember reaching out to me. From there we went to Evan, and here we are today at Legends TV Studios at Madhouse. No, Legends TV at Madhouse Studios. So we thank you so much. James Grover on the bass here we have, and Alpha Harbison. It goes like this. John Winnell with us today. Tom Lamar looking at me, making sure everything's okay. He's always looking out, he's the best. Right now it sounds good. This is live, people, that's the way it goes. That's the way it works. We're for real, we keep it real here. holding you tight, letting you know everything is alright. Loving you, kissing you, holding you tight, letting you know everything is alright. Loving you, kissing you, holding you tight, letting you know everything is alright. Loving you, kissing you, holding you tight, letting you know everything is alright. Loving you, holding you, come on again, come on, come loving you, kissing you, holding you tight, letting you know everything is alright. Loving you, kissing you, holding you tight, letting you know everything is alright. Thank you. Generous people here at the studio. So sweet. Thank you for your applause. Love the applause. You know, it sounds like rain. I've always loved the sound of rain. Tom, you know, you understand this, right? The sound of rain is like beautiful. You ever wonder why we love it so much? Because it's real, and you know why? Because it sounds like applause, bro. And that's what we are. It's a part of our soul, man. Okay, this next song is would be Mercy, right, James? Oh, yeah. Okay. cover tunes at you guys today. You want John Woolen to go up now? This is okay. All right. We'll get you to rap on this, John. The heck, huh? I'm gonna call you. This is great. You guys are getting live stuff right here. Such a professional. We've never rehearsed this. I'm gonna call you up on this song so you can throw a little. I'm gonna call you up. I'll let you know when it comes. The great John Winnell.
Was it true that summer had finally given us wings? Your body, soft in my trembling hands, leaned over and sweetly surrendered. Your body soft in my trembling hands, leaned over and sweetly surrender.
And you give yourself away. And you give yourself away. And you give, and you give, and you give yourself away. My hands are tied, my body bruised. She's got me with nothing to win and nothing left to lose. And you give yourself away. And you give yourself away. And you give, and you give, and you give yourself away. With or without you, with or without you, I can't live. With or without you, without you.
This poem I dedicate to Charlie Hayden. It must be summer 'cause Charlie Parker's on the radio. Tragedy falls as droplets of water washing away blood and skin. I listen to the rhythm of trees tossed in a storm tumult, the alphabet of afternoon drinking gray light. The rain will cleanse, set us free. I toss my head and taste cool liquid. Yesterday's heat, forgotten as a passing raven. I walk to the river and feel breezes upon my face. How many have lost to the current? I found an arrowhead years ago along this beach, a plinth carved as the delicate dawn, severe and precise as those that once battled. The rains have sweetened the air. A hawk circles above the battery, seeking his lost tribe. From a window, the music of bird, Charlie Parker, dances. I know it must be summer. Thanks.
That was hot, John. Got me right hand.
My name is Dr. Robert Brevard. I'm here for Multi-Medicine in Westbury, New York. We're located at 1065 Old Country Road, Suite 214. Been here for about 15 years. The practice has medical doctors, physical therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists. We also do pain management, and we have orthopedists on staff. Here at Advanced Multi-Medicine Rehabilitation, we've got physical therapists on staff who treat an array of conditions, from neck pain to back pain, shoulder pain. We treat carpal tunnel. We treat a lot of car accident patients, slip and falls. We treat patients with knee injuries, with ankle injuries. We have state-of-the-art equipment. We've been here for over 15 years. Vast array of diagnostic testing, from x-rays to EMGs. What is an EMG? It's a diagnostic test that allows a doctor to determine where the pinched nerve is. Cora is a physical therapist at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. She's working on Stephanie, who was involved recently in an automobile accident. Stephanie has tight thoracic and cervical musculature, and Cora is doing some myofascial release work and some therapeutic stretching to help her with her pain. Vicky is also a patient here at Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation. Vicky is now working her leg muscles, specifically her quadricep muscles, trying to strengthen them after an injury she sustained. If you find yourself in need of any type of physical therapy, please don't hesitate to call Advanced Multi-Medicine and Rehabilitation, located in Westbury, New York, in Suite 214. Phone number is 516-334-7000, or find us on our website at advancedmultimedicine.com.
For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
I'm from Brooklyn, baby. Don't forget the gravy.
We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful frame prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm honored to have my co-host, poet John Winnell. That was awesome, John.
Thank you.
And James Grover from Edwin Vasquez Musica, the
Thank
awesome
you.
James Grover. And James is a big wrestling fan, and we are joined by wrestler Bobby Villante. How are you today, Bobby?
I'm fine, Evan. Thank you for having me, and hello to you, John, and James as well. Thank you guys for having me on your show today.
Absolutely. And
Pleasure.
we want to thank Bob Johnson and Bruce Hart. Tell us about their radio show. They have an awesome radio show.
Well, they have the radio show based up in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. It's called Heartbeat Radio, and it's available on the Pro Wrestling Powerhouse website, prowrestlingpowerhouse.com. And it's a weekly radio show which features a cast of legends and superstars from wrestling's past and speak on various issues from old school wrestling to the products of today.
And speaking of old school, Bruce Hart is from the legendary Hart family, Bret Hart and the late Owen Hart and 42 other Harts. They're an amazing wrestling dynasty.
The Hart family, as far as wrestling dynasties goes, are second to none, and I'm just privileged and honored to be a part of that very small fraternity of graduates and wrestlers that can say that they've been trained by the Harts and affiliate with that family.
I want you to know I'm an honorary graduate of Boogie's wrestling camp, Jimmy Valiant.
All
I don't
right.
know one holds, so
The Boogie Woogie man from
I
New
love
York.
Jimmy Valiant. The guy's
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I'm a big fan of him as well.
He has more charisma than like any
Oh, yeah.
human being on earth.
Oh yeah.
So speaking of the Harts, Bruce Hart is a genius, and I don't throw that word around easily. Tell us a little about Bruce's contributions to wrestling.
Oh, well, like you said, Evan, he's a genius, and his individual achievements aside, just being a superstar wrestler in his day and a promoter and a booker, but another thing that often goes unnoted is that he's a great trainer, and his track record speaks for himself, like not only, as I said, his individual achievements, but his track record as a trainer, just the who's who that's been trained by Bruce Hart and has gone on to become some of the greatest superstars in history, and just names like Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Brian Pillman, Mike Shaw, Muck and Sing. It's endless. It's so uncanny that a number of great top talents have been trained by this one man. It just shows how great he is. And actually, the official name of the school is Hart Brothers University. Actually, just opened up their new website.
And which Hart brothers are they?
So right now it's Bruce and Ross Hart
Okay.
that are affiliated with the school, and the manager of the website is Bob Johnson, a longtime promoter under Stu for Stampede Wrestling. And the new website is heartbrosuniversity.com, all one word. And
that's H-A-R-T, of course.
yes, HARTBROS University.com. I don't want to get into a spelling bee over here.
That's right.
But
How do you spell it again?
Hey, watch it. Get you in a headlock right now.
James looks like a wrestler, doesn't he?
Oh yeah, he's got that.
A lot of people say that to
He's
me.
got that hardcore wrestler look. So I don't know if I need to look out for any swinging chairs right
No,
now.
no. I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah,
That bowl, maybe.
yeah. No, that's a little too dangerous. I
That's right.
don't want to split my head open.
Yeah.
I wanna
Neither do I. I'm one of the, I guess, a heartthrob, babyface type. So that's not my forte as well.
I want to see James attack the poet with the bowl before the segment's over.
Let's see.
that'll
Who would I
Be a
like?
twist.
Who would I
wrapping
really
in
like?
The flag and the whole.
I don't know.
Well, it's after July 4th and 14th of July. All those big.
There you go. So, Bobby, you have an interesting story. You're about to
Yes.
make your pro wrestling debut. How does that feel?
It feels great, Evan. I spent about 5 months up in Calgary with Bruce, and for any other people, mentioned the website. As far as pro wrestling training is concerned, there is no school no better school than getting trained by the Harts at Hart Brothers University. Bruce Hart is the best trainer, bar none.
And you live in Queens, New York.
Yeah.
That's a trip up to Calgary.
Oh yeah, it's quite a flight, and
Cold winters too.
oh yeah, I was actually up there for the Canadian winter, so
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry.
minus 30 Fahrenheit.
Wow.
And I
That'd
actually,
train you. Huh?
actually, I was living with Bob Johnson up there. I made the mistake of helping his roommate bring in computers, unknowingly going out there in a tank top and boxer shorts.
Wow.
So you learn right away that
It's survival
it's
skills.
a big the winters up in Canada is a totally
I
different
hate to
ballgame.
tell you guys, speaking of survival, wrestlers have died up there in car crashes, correct?
Oh yeah, well that's
Yeah.
part of the that was one of the things about wrestling in the Stampede territory in the days was the long road trips, and just mainly all of Western Canada and Montana and the United States. That was Stampede, and that Stu Hart's territory was legendary for just the in-ring, just the in-ring performances, but also the road trips as well.
So, James, as a wrestling fan, what would you like to see on an indie show? Because some indies are just disastrous.
Yeah, I like when they stay true to themselves. Of course, I've been to one, which I think was Warwick, Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was back then when I lived in Rhode Island. I lived in New England for a while, and I love the indie wrestling. I want to catch more of it.
I've been to about 1,000, and probably 900 have been awful. So,
yeah.
Bobby, what makes for a good indie? Why did you choose this promotion to work for?
Well, the promotion I'm working for is New Age Old Time Wrestling, based out of Massachusetts and New England, run by Richard Blake and your friend, Evan, a wrestling historian, Thomas Burke.
Yeah.
And the reason I chose them is because their style is similar to what the Harts, what they preach in wrestling, just old school in-ring competition, and that's right up the Harts' alley, and it's really what wrestling is supposed to be. I mean, there's really no need for a million high spots. For those who know, high spots are, say, just diving off the top ropes or violence, excessive violence. And you don't need, you can still entertain people with old-fashioned wrestling. And that's what the Harts are trying to bring back, because that's an element that's really been lacking in today's wrestling product.
Yeah, that's something that I like. That's something that I want to see.
It's just some more athletic as opposed to the hitting over the head.
Yes.
My friend Tiger Khan worked Calgary for Bruce for quite a while, the late Tiger Khan. We did a tribute to him right here on Legends TV with John, and it's well worth seeing, very powerful. A lot of wrestlers have not made it past their 30s and 40s. It's a very rough business, very rough business. So in a couple of weeks, you're going to be walking down that aisle. It's your first match. Fans can be very critical. You effed up. You've heard this on indie shows.
I've heard it.
What's going through your head as you walk up those ring steps for the first time with a live crowd?
Well, I really, Bruce has trained me for whatever the wrestling world has to offer, so I'm really more focused than nervous right now. So I'm really actually looking forward to stepping through those ropes and getting in the ring and I guess opening up a can of whoop-ass on some poor, hapless individual that happens to be with me.
There you go. He's cutting promos already.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Cool.
Sounds great.
Excellent, excellent. So where would you like to be 5 years from now? Japan, TNA, WWE?
Well, I guess the ultimate goal for any wrestler would be the WWE. I mean, that's when you look at it, that's the major leagues of professional wrestling. But I'm not really thinking about that right now. Right now, my main focus is on my match, August 2nd, and putting on a good match. You know, you have to take everything one step at a time. And that's what from my baseball experience and from what Bruce has taught us as well, was just, you don't overlook stuff. You take it one obstacle at a time. And when you do the small things, the big things will come.
And speaking of not overlooking stuff, you have a college degree.
Yes,
you have
sir.
something to fall back on. And I tell people, whether they're musicians, actors, wrestlers, always have a plan B. So I give you a lot of respect for that and credit.
Oh, yeah. I give myself a lot of respect for that, too. When I was a student in high school, really, like, the only reason for going to college was to play baseball. And no, I'm really proud that I got my degree and was able to get the grades that I've had. And I was actually told by my professor, I was a sociology major, as I told you in our conversation last night, and I was actually told that if I wanted to, I could pursue an MA or a PhD if I wanted to, but after writing a 40-page thesis, I said, oh, that stuff is BS, so I don't want to get into all of that. So, but I'm really proud that I got my degree, and it's something that my family is proud of as well.
I want you to know that in our audience today, we have Mark Schofield, a dean at the distinguished Edge Hill University in England, outside of Liverpool, where I screened my movie, Teresa Sario Alive Again, last year. It's a beautiful college, and we thank them for their hospitality, and we recommend that university. And Bobby, tell the listeners where they can catch you on the internet, any social media or any of that.
You can find me as of now on Facebook under my name, Bobby Villante. I'm the only one there. And also you can find me and find my contact information on heartbrothersuniversity.com. I'm listed as one of the representatives in the Northeast, mainly for New York.
Okay.
And
I was going to say, so where is the match going to be on the 2nd? I don't know if you said
it's in Hadley, Massachusetts.
They do a lot up there, New England.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember
Sheldon Goldberg, my buddy, runs up there.
And is it all right if I ask a question?
Sure, of course.
I was just very curious because did you see the experience between old school and what's happening now? Did you see that as you're learning?
Well, as a fan, you have one perception of professional wrestling. Then when you start to actually do it, then it completely changes. I mean, like guys who you think were really good, after a while, then you realize, they're not that good at all. And it's just really the big difference. I mean, the real grassroots of it is, you have you have a good guy, have a bad guy, and a good guy is supposed to win.
Right.
And that's all I'm going to get into.
But as for the heart, it's got to be, besides a privilege, their way of teaching has got to be.
It's really the best school out there. I mean, I think Bruce is the only person that can teach the psychology of it out there, and just little things I was saying would really set a person apart from everybody else.
Psychology is not 47 high spots, no selling,
Yeah.
and freezing like a deer in the headlights when you miss the spot, which is what I see on most indies.
Or taking 3 tombstones and 3 super kicks and kicking out of each one of them.
Exactly. Nothing is a finisher
Yeah.
anymore.
Mhm.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So we wish you nothing but luck. And,
Thank you, Evan.
I think you made a great choice traveling to Calgary because anybody or their mother could set up a school today. And,
Yes.
Bruce, of course, is one of the legit ones. And I know Bruce 20 years. He's a good guy, and he's honest to the penny, and much respect, much respect. Wish you nothing but luck.
Thank you, Evan. And thank you,
got it.
James, and
Yeah,
thank you,
got it.
John,
Best
as
of
well.
luck.
And we will be right back with TK and Conscious from Bonfire Radio. Don't you dare go anywhere, folks.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have 2 practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
I am Tom Mealy for the Harrison Law Group, and I have been telling you for years that getting involved in an automobile accident is no joke. This is what we do. We're not new at this game. If you've been involved in an accident of any kind, and you go to a law firm that says you have no case, it's simple. It's because they can't do it and they don't get it. You need to call us directly at 1-800-INJURY-LAW.
And we are back, and we are honored to be joined by TK in the AM and Conscious Walker from Bonfire Radio. How are you today?
Yes, doing great.
Right, man. I'm just looking at you over there doing the Godfather thing in that seat.
This is a Johnny Carson thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
it's a little bit more gangster version of.
The gangster.
We try.
Johnny Carson as
But he
gangster.
was the biggest gangster in the whole late night thing. He was. He definitely was.
He got really pissed off at Joan Rivers for a while.
Oh, he did.
Oh, poor Joan.
A lot of drama back then.
So speaking of communications and media, you guys have your own network. Tell us about Bonfire Radio.
Go ahead.
Thanks.
Go ahead.
Well, Bonfire Radio is a interactive network. We're trying to bridge the classic radio elements with the new media lifestyle, website, chat room, Twitter, Facebook, bringing back that way of talking to your audience. Used to be able to call in, your favorite host would give you some tickets, and that was like, for me, that was why I got into radio. And then radio changed, and it kept changing, and I finally admitted to myself that I didn't want to be part of that new, very...
Everybody's Hollywood.
Everybody's Hollywood.
Not
Everybody's...
accessible to broadcasters, aren't accessible.
Right. And there's just so many commercials now that you have to, the focus is now on paying the bills.
And the same 40 records.
And the same 40 records.
Same format, right.
Instead of people. So we're bringing back that people-based radio. Bonfire Radio is literally real radio for real people. And
So are they calling in? How are you dialoguing with the...
We operate with a chat room on our website. So we are right there. So we do the morning show on TK in the AM, and right on the website we're reading off people's comments or they're tweeting at us. So just as good as a phone, we're using new media to communicate with folks in real time.
We still
Maybe
do calls,
better because you don't have to hear them. At least you can
read.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what people are
Yeah,
going to say on the phone.
No,
Right. All crazy time.
One of my favorite shows is, of course, Cooley Highs. And,
Cognac Time.
Yes.
Yeah, Cooley High has done the show many times, our show, and he's jammed with Edwin Vasquez. So if you want to check out the archives, it's awesome.
He's an amazing guy, an amazing partner to have, Bonfire Radio. We just both had a dream at the same time.
Right.
So, you know, I just said, oh, I want to do a show, my own thing. And he said, I want to do a show, my own thing. And it kind of exploded together. And we're all from the same media family, independent creatives family. So we just decided, I think Bonfire Radio was the best way to go with it.
So here's the question for all of us, since we all kind of walked down the same path. Actually, we both came out of WBAI-FM.
Sure
I was on there
did.
for 16 years.
And I was for 7. So
Wow.
at some point, we overlapped without even knowing
Did
it.
you know Fred Geobold?
No, I didn't.
He had a show called Light Show, and he was my radio mentor. And what he taught me was it's 80% the guest and 20% the host.
Yeah.
Howard Stern and these guys have flipped that entirely.
Yeah, they, you know, they made the personality the star, which is great because, you know, you get to interact in a whole nother way. People expect, you know, like we don't have to, we operate on that a little bit. We don't have to have a guest every day. But when we do, it's 80% guests, 20% us, because we're there every day. So let them have their time, you know?
The whole point is to shed light on the person that you have.
It's basic, you know, host etiquette. They're there. They're only there that one time. We're there every day.
To make the guests look good. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
So here's the big question for all of us. You just saw Edwin Vasquez, who's an amazing artist. You guys have your own radio network. I do Legends TV and Legends Radio. How do you get beyond your following? How do you expand that following?
Ooh.
It's tough.
Conscious.
It's work. You have to constantly do it. I think people think overnight you're supposed to have 1,000, 10,000, 1 million listeners. It doesn't happen that way. Because of the digital age, people believe that. Like there's an illusion sold to everybody. So now, you know, if you spend some money, you can get 1,000 followers on Twitter, or you can boost your Facebooks. But we're still human beings, and it still takes time to grow organically.
Yeah.
To build, to get word of mouth out there, this one to this one.
And I think what's interesting about, and I think it works the same for all of us here, but what I've noticed with TK and the AM is that one person will listen, and we're just given an experience, and they'll be so happy for the experience, they'll invite a friend. And that's really like the main way we build followers. And then if one show is good, they invite you to listen to the rest of them. They're like, well, all right, if TK and the AM is good, then Cooley High Cognac Time must be good.
Cooley
and then
High
we see
show
the rest
is
of
awesome.
them.
No, Cooley High reminds me of Frankie Crocker, because he plays everything. It doesn't matter what genre. He'll go from hip hop to jazz to R&B to anything.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, awesome.
He goes all the way
Casey,
in. Casey
KCR.
I grew up on Frankie Crocker, and Cooley reminds me of him. You know, awesome music.
Yeah, awesome. Definitely. And I'm just excited that we have him, and we have all the other new shows. We've grown from 2 shows to 7. We'll have 9 by the end of the summer. So
that's great.
Yeah,
Expanding
it's
network.
It's happening.
That's really great. So that's basically the whole day.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 days a week.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Build it, and they will come.
Yes, exactly.
That's right.
That's the model.
And promotion is 24/7.
All
That's
the
the
time.
issue.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
It's definitely a kind of life thing. You know, we are internet radio, so we've already been like, we're serious like internet users, like social media all the time. So it's like you don't stop.
Exactly.
It's constant. So, you know.
You have to live it. I mean, you can't lose yourself in
literally have
it,
to live
but
it.
you have to live it.
You unplug sometimes. Sometimes it disappears from the internet.
I think people make the mistake of thinking like internet. I'm always on. I'm always posting. I'm always telling them what sandwich I had. No, you pick your life moments out. Like today is a big life moment for us. We're here. We tell the people, it's a huge life moment.
Big deal.
They say
like
that you have to be reminded 7 times for something to actually stick. So you have to say TK and the AM, and you tell them 7 times, because otherwise, there's a bombardment of information today, constantly coming at you. Come to my gig. Come to my gig. Come to my gig. Well, you know, at some point you have to pick one, and you better keep reminding them because it's tough.
Yeah, and it's the way that you remind people
give them an experience.
An experience, you know, like they know that they enjoy us in the morning on the radio, then wow, they might as well tune in here because they get to see our faces.
All right. Yeah. Speaking of your faces, we're going to show this video right now, and you're going to learn a little more about Bonfire Radio, folks. Check this out.
Welcome to Caribbean Flatbush. What's up, Brother Conscious?
From the Bronx.
From the Bronx all the way to Caribbean Flatbush, the second to last stop on the 2 train. When you hear us talk about Caribbean Flatbush on Bonfire Radio on TK in the AM, this is it. This is it. There's old mommies in front of the church selling hustle stuff. They sell powdered juice. They sell you your own shoes back to you. We just wanted an entity that would represent real people, not what the computers program.
Produced by Pete Rock, and it features Mac Miller. This is from 80 blocks from Tiffany's. On most terrestrial stations, you don't get to hear the variety of music that you would like to hear. I mean, you think about it, there's millions of songs out there, so much music out there. There shouldn't be a reason why you hear the same thing playing on a radio show or a radio station day in and day out.
Hey, let's have a radio station where the artists get royalties for the music that's in.
And that's important. And
not like terrestrial radio.
Your music plays here. You get your whatever. I don't even know what the breakdown is, but it counts.
When we did you did a monthly bonfire, and the show started to grow.
Outrhyme nemesis, purgatory sentences, combined with it by outline for mention is the revolution.
But damn, she was tough. Tough as nails, tough titty, tough shit like Tonka, carrying the dirt of the city.
It was a question of, okay, now what are we doing beyond just entertaining people in this neighborhood? What are we doing for the neighborhood? So that's where the missions come from.
We make it a mission to extend our volunteer services to different charitable events and causes around the city. And it's something that Bonfire was always about, even before the radio station started, when it was the concept series.
A lot of people leave their neighborhoods. A lot of people don't come back and add value to their neighborhoods. And this is a valuable place to be. We love it. We made this thing, studio. We built it from scratch. The next thing is to build the next studio from scratch, but now out in the public eye. The original TK in the AM Bonfire Radio console. This is a Teak 5 from 1979.
She's into old vintage things.
I am, but it works. It works, and I like things with a legacy. 9 months down the line, we took it to the mobile mixer, which was $100 because that's all I had at the time. Even the first day that we had this baby on, one of the listeners was like, "Damn, y'all sound like an orchestra in my ears." So that's what we want, and we want the quality to continue to go up. Welcome and thank you for coming to the first anniversary of Bonfire Radio.
My name is Angel. I'm kicking on my boy Syfe Diggy here at the Bonfire meet and greet. I've been meeting and greeting everybody in here, and I just am very excited about Bonfire.
Bonfire Radio means community, and it means a good time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning when I listen to TK in the AM.
But they're bringing something very important to the world that more people need to feel.
It's great. I love it. It gives me a little pep in my step at work because I'm a cubby buddy. What Bonfire means to me is creativity, expression, and being who you are, saying what you want to say, living how you want to live, and bringing it out there to the masses.
Bonds can be known as restraints, or they can be the things that hold us down, or they can be the things that hold us together. And if we think of fire as passion, well, we're held together by passion, and that's how we hold each other down, you know?
I don't even want to call the people I have met at Bonfire over the years friends, because they are truly family. They're amazing people, and I could not possibly live without them. So thank you, Bonfire.
What else? I want to have my
Sports is coming.
High five.
Rock and roll, all genres.
And we are back. Tell us about the big Indiegogo campaign for Bonfire Radio.
Oh, good. She's the boss.
Yeah.
I talk when she tells me to talk.
Right. No. So we're doing this campaign because we are in need of a new space. Our space is actually up for sale. So we just are trying to get ready for when that happens. And we need a space to grow and be out in the community, and I think it's important. You know, right now we're actually we're fully functioning in a home studio,
Wow.
which we just, you know, if you have the tools, we're gonna make it happen. So I just wanted to like stress that you can do anything. You can do anything you put your mind to, and this is gonna happen no matter what. And this campaign is gonna take us to the next level, which is the goal is to have a storefront studio, and we want to stay in the community of Flatbush and enhance the community. We do
Yeah.
community service as well, and also just have a place for creative people in that. You know, it's very residential, it's very Caribbean, and it's very, you know, you just see people coming off and on the train, and I feel like nobody's stopping to appreciate, you know, the arts and the creative people in their community, and we just want to be there and be those people.
I want you to know I grew up in East Flatbush, Brooklyn.
Yes.
Lennox Road between Nostrand and Rogers, 245 Lennox. I wrote a book about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. For the good, the bad, and the ugly. The 60s and 70s were tough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to
It's
read
called
your book.
Apartment 4B like in Brooklyn.
And we're
East
out
Flatbush.
on Avenue D by Nostrand. So
I know very well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're ready. We want to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
We want, you know, artists, whoever's coming into town to get off the plane at JFK and say, oh, I'm going to go over to Bonfire Radio. You know, let's go down Nostrand, driver, and, you know, and stop there or something. So
Yeah.
we just have really big goals, and we want to grow, and we're going to grow no matter what.
So if I just saw something that kind of upset me. East Village Radio, which was very successful,
Yeah.
went under. And what can you do to avoid that? I mean, they actually had a huge audience.
I think maybe it's how they monetizing what they were doing with money. Because if the audience is that huge, maybe they didn't know how to monetize it so that they could keep the space. Because it's, first of all, it's expensive.
And I think
where
it
they were?
Yeah.
That area
Lower
is
East
very
Side.
expensive, yeah.
And then
But then, you know what? We don't know the full story.
As
There's
well,
a lot of places.
yeah.
No, but a lot of places are being uprooted because they want to take those spaces and do other things with them.
You know,
Could
New
be
York,
that too, right?
You
The
know?
politics,
New York
you know.
needs another drugstore or a
Another
very expensive
Walgreens.
apartment.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Another Dwayne Reed.
Yeah. And I think with them, you know, it was supposedly an issue with, you know, the royalties. The royalties are expensive.
Yeah, it's very
royalties are a
expensive.
pain in the butt, and as you get more listeners, you want to grow, but paying
You can't.
these royalties to record companies are really expensive, and they
Right.
were operating on a very independent. You know, we operate through Lives 365. They take
Yeah.
care of the royalties for us.
So basically, online radio. That's why most online radio stations that were around maybe 5 to 7 years ago are gone because they can't afford it.
Yeah, because their audience grows so much that
Yeah.
they can't afford it, which is what you want. So it's one of
Catch-22.
It's a catch-22, and it's one of the things we think about a
Yeah.
lot here at Bonfire Radio. So we're just gonna stay up on the news and try to avoid,
Of course, right.
any kind of drama like that.
Exactly.
But East Village Radio is a big loss to the
Sad.
independent radio.
Tell the viewers how they could contribute and how they could get in touch with you guys and where they could listen.
Well, you can always go to bonfireradio.com. BOND.
Yep.
'Cause it's not bonfire, it's bond. Like a bond.
There you go.
Like a bond is. And you can listen to the shows and everything, but there is a little widget that has a thing, and if you click it, you can go into the Big Indiegogo. You can see all the stuff we're doing. And it basically breaks down the perks and other things that you get for contributions.
Yeah.
You know.
That's pretty much it. TK
Yeah.
in the AM on all social networks. I'm Tasty Keish. He's conscious.
Uncle
And
Conscious.
we're also on Bonfire Radio on Facebook, Twitter, and like you said, the portal is bonfireradio.com. You can see all the different shows we have, from business, empowerment, sex, love, hip hop, morning show, evening show, independent
you can submit
mixes.
your music too.
Submit your music.
Big thing. I've played thousands of
Yeah.
independent artists.
And speaking
So,
of that, we're going to do that with you guys in the next segment. Chaz Kangas, rapper, journalist, submitted several videos, and we're going to West Coast a lot of it, and it's
Yeah.
going to be hot. So we want you guys to stay with us, and we urge people to submit videos here as well, because
Awesome.
we encourage indie artists, support indie everything, especially Bonfire Radio.
Thank you. Thank
There
you
you
for
go.
having us. We really
You got it.
appreciate you guys.
And check out our archives with Cooley High. I'm telling you, these are some
I
hot
can't
shows.
wait.
At Last was with them, and like I said, Cooley jamming with Edwin Vasquez.
Oh, that should be a
yeah.
ball.
Legends TV, NYC.com, and MadhouseTV.com.
Awesome.
There
We'll
you
do
go.
that.
So we will be right back, folks, with some hot videos submitted by Chaz Kangas. Don't go anywhere, folks.
For nearly a decade, Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio has featured interviews with the greatest names in the arts and sports. Heard worldwide at legendsradio.net, the program has featured these great musical legends: Ray Manzarek of The Doors, Billy Corgan of Smashing Pumpkins, Judy Collins, Roberta Flack, and many more. Stars from movies, TV, and comedy have included Jenny McCarthy, Wayne Brady, 30 Rock's Judah Friedlander, Shelley Berman, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, David Allen Greer, and Paul Mooney. Stars of pro wrestling and MMA include Bruno Sammartino, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Superstar Billy Graham, and Frank Shamrock. Co-hosted by renowned journalist Dr. Mike Lano, Legends Radio is heard Wednesdays 7 p.m. to 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard. We are archived 24/7 with hundreds of hours of classic interviews. Legends Radio also features the best in indie music, showcasing talent deserving wider exposure.
I'm from Brooklyn, baby. Don't forget the gravy.
We are soldiers.
You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends Radio.
YesWeCare.net is a 501c3 charity that provides help to veterans and their families. Please visit YesWeCare.net and donate in any way you can by purchasing our beautiful framed prints or relaxation CDs and DVDs, even smooth jazz CDs. YesWeCare.net. Remember, our troops are on their way home. They need all the support they can get. YesWeCare.net.
Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is one of the largest suppliers in the world and your #1 resource for top quality, affordable tattoo and piercing supplies. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply is the #1 supplier of tattoo inks in the world with more than 200 products including Mom's Ink, Philadelphia Eddie's Traditional Inks, Paolini Sacred Color Inks, and more. Technical Worldwide Tattoo Supply, your one-stop shopping destination for great service, best prices, and top quality supplies. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are undeniably distinctive, selected for their unique, memorable flavor. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are delivered to you in beautifully designed bottles featuring limited edition artwork. Coney Island Carlos vintage wines and premium spirits are available at affordable prices in fine restaurants, bars, and liquor stores. Or check www.coneyislandcarlo.com for availability.
Right, and we are back. We are joined by Alpha Halverson from Edwin's band and the great Edwin Vasquez. Edwin's injured his foot. Not easy, huh? Wow. Wow. Hey, Edwin, before we go into our video segment, tell the viewers how they could get in touch with you.
Sure. You can reach out at www.edwinvasquez.com.
edwinvasquez.com, and that's
Spell Vasquez.
Yeah, Vasquez, not V-A-S, but V-A-Z-Q-U-E-Z.
There you go. And this is a segment that I was inspired by the old Dick Clark American Bandstand, where they would play music and the idiot kids would go, it has a good beat and you could dance to it. They said the same exact thing every single time. So we're going to try to be a little more insightful. And once again, we thank Chaz Kangas, who's a Village Voice journalist and a rapper in his own right. And this first video is Intuition and Equilibrium's Dear John. See what you think, guys.
Look, lazy me, I know we had a fun run, but complacency is coming undone. You're out of season, meeting my people trying to come up, no longer relying on that dumb luck. Yup, son of a gun, baby bullet, blow, itchy finger on the trigger, I'ma pull it now. Shoot some stars down, make room for pals, because waiting wasn't worth it. So we ruled it out like, hi and goodbye depression, I'll probably miss you and all the fun things that we've been through. Like sleeping through tough times, me and just you, as if the gray days might be gone after this snooze. I got some shit news you're no longer needed. I found something better to believe in. His name is Leon, he's pretty good at being there for me, and I regret to inform you that you'll probably never meet him. Negativity, you're fun to talk shit with, but goddamn, it gets a bit ridiculous. High horse in the glass house, no room to nitpick. You're why people end up with their wrists slit, tisk tisk. Mix the biz quick, flatter than the landscape, or your man's face during all these fake handshakes. Kicked you out the crew and I can't wait. I'm sick of you being sick of circumstances, trying to damn fate. Stubbornness, you probably won't listen. Too busy thinking everybody's got no vision. That's low living, closed doors, no opening. Sometimes you gotta play the game, you're not coaching it. Got no business. Start taking advice and stop betting on yourself when you're shaking the dice. Stop being such a dick when you're breaking the ice. You got some wise friends, let them in, make them your life. And promiscuity, he got a lot of love to give, and the ladies seem to like it when they're snuggled under him. But the numbers is getting kinda cumbersome. One track mind shows in every other hug you give. I think you're just seeking validation, trying to fill some void you can't without a gal to lay in. Manipulate affection cause you don't know how to gain it, but you make better connections if you learned about patience. Jealousy, it's time to stop freaking out about what other folks are doing. You should be seeking out a route that works for you, cause even just a meek amount of doubt within yourself can lead to never being proud. And success is all relative. Being upset about your relevance is not worth the hell it gives. I got a feeling that my heaven will wait, so I'ma better myself like it's never too late, yeah.
That reminded me of a pro wrestling shoot video. You just saw the guy's head for 3 minutes, but the music was great. What do you guys think?
It reminded me of D'Angelo's video. He sounded a little bit like Slug from Atmosphere. It was cool.
It forced you to pay attention, and I think the message, was like negativity was kicking his ass. Like all the messages that you get inside your head.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just us watching his face, sure, it might be like an easy way out as far as a video, but
it makes people pay attention.
It makes
to what
you
he's
pay
saying.
attention. Yeah.
You're listening to
Definitely,
the words,
definitely
guys. What do you think?
Looking for a reason.
It was interesting. It was different. Like you said, conscious, it makes you pay attention. Something that you have to see a couple of times, like you said, just to get the whole meaning of it. But it's different than a big animated video that you normally see.
Because you won't be paying attention.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Edwin?
I think, it's about reactions.
Yeah.
And sometimes, it's not really, we were just discussing that as we were watching it, right?
Yeah.
And it makes you think. You had a good perspective on it that made me think a little further about it. And I think it's about reactions. We're all reacting to it differently. you know, sometimes when you simplify something like that, that's what you get.
John the Poet, 30 seconds.
Oh, I think I liked it. I would have liked it if you changed the background every so often. Go purple, green, yellow, red. You know.
Okay.
That's cool.
So we're going to try the next one, folks. This is
You don't want to get nobody a
Speak's
seat.
Mouth. Check this out.
Too much.
Oh, hey, what's going on, man? Yeah, I know. Just kind of been busy with shit. You know, yeah, I've been drinking a lot. It's really not a big deal.
600 suits, 12 pairs of boots. I run with them weirdos, cavemen and brutes. Artists and killers, we one in the same. Groupies come and they go, I'm just happy I came.
Yo, I show up like I own the damn premises. The hair god make it look so effortless. Full-blown pessimist, word to my therapist. Prima donna syndrome, bitch, please pardon my arrogance. Gnarly, more alcohol and more cigarettes. Fuck the small talk, baby, can we get ignorant? Hustle like an immigrant, imagination infinite, no flash in the pan shit. Told him that I live for this. Here come Mr. Popular, popping at them officers. The man that made a scene up at them universal offices. Sabotaged my career, fucked it up within a year. Phone stopped ringing, shit, I guess I keep singing. They trying to have a meeting, well I'm trying to find a meeting. While my bank account's depleting and my heart and brain are bleeding. I made another mess on the desk of some executive. Live fast, die slow, bury me in decadence.
600 suits, 12 pairs of boots. I run with them weirdos, cavemen and brutes. Artists and killers, we one in the same. Groupies come and they go, I'm just happy I came. 600 suits, 12 pairs of boots. Shoes. I run with them weirdos, strange. Cavemen and brutes. Chill. Artists and killers, we one in the same. Groupies come and they go, I'm just happy I came.
Reminds me of Rocky Horror Picture Show. Distinguished panel, what do you think?
I couldn't focus on that one.
I can't look at a mouth talking for more than 30 seconds.
Okay.
But it has a beat, and you can dance to it.
There you go. There you go.
Right, it's too much like the dentist's office. Words flying around. A surreal dentist office.
Yeah.
Guys?
The beat is the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's the most important thing. I'm sorry.
And you can dance.
Say it with a straight face, too.
Alpha?
I like the first video better.
Okay.
But hey,
what can I say? Let's go to Open Mike Eagles qualifiers.
Hey guys, hey.
I see the deepest screams, I hear the darkest blues. Might not be synesthesia, might be apartment fumes. Good, get up and dance. Good, get up and dance. I will wipe my son's ass and get shit on my hands. He get in the car and be like, Daddy, play some bus drive. Why the fuck it take 2 lines to do a 1-liner? And why it take 3 beats to do a 2-step? Sick days, I got 2 left, so I take 5. They brew back, I make jazz jokes, so I'm flat broke. Mad at lost in that black smoke. Fuck you if you're a white man that assumes I speak for black folks. Fuck you if you're a white man that thinks I can't speak for black folks. Let that soak in your rap quotes to your head hurt and your back broke. Have black soap and have crack smoke. I admit that this an imperfect blend. Hold up, it's my turn again. I'm playing 13 games of words with friends. Lift your hands, lift your head if your clothes are clean and your kids fed. Mine potty trained, so if you piss to bed, then he can tell I'm heated like infrared. Yeah,
we the best mostly, sometimes the freshest rhymers. We the tightest kind of. Respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers. We the best mostly, sometimes the freshest rhymers. We the tightest kind of. Respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect mine.
They say they looking for me, but I don't wanna hear it. You can find me at the Park District volunteering, with my hair disheveled and my sneakers scuffed. Or use your GPS and get your selling features up. I went to Africa, they played me on the radio. radio. And did I wear the people out? Yeah, maybe so. Cause all they knew was jive, and all I do is vibe. And bright green light made the program director lose his mind. He said, what type of rap is that? Ain't no bitches hoes, and I ain't even being funny. Homie didn't know, should've said it's whimsical, like Serengeti taught me. My thoughts are very lofty, response time is very faulty. I'm far too young to lead, and way too old to die. I ain't play Call of Duty, smoke you in golden eye. RPG roll to die, JPG Kobe tie, PG-13 Cobra Kai, PPG look over tie.
We the best mostly, sometimes the freshest rhymers. We the tightest kind of, respect my qualifiers. Respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers. We the best mostly, sometimes the freshest rhymers. We the tightest kind of, respect my qualifiers. Respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect my qualifiers, respect mine, respect mine. Like the words you hear me singing, I didn't sing a line before this one. And you are not the one I was addressing. That person took a train to Africa, and simultaneous events don't happen. We are isolated temporarily, and the part is never called the whole thing. And it bothers us to know it's so.
1 minute left, folks. Hit it quick, John. What do you think?
Well, in between the first and the second, I kind of had a little bit of both. Maybe a little too busy, but I like the music.
Same. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed his use of animations. He, like John said, it's kind of in between both videos. You know, a little bit of that was too minimalist, and then the lips were too much, and he just, okay, I'm with it.
Okay.
He remixed the first two videos and made one.
Right.
All right.
No, but it sounds really good, and he's saying a lot of good stuff. Open Mike Eagle is, I want to see him at Bonnaroo or something. I want to see him do a live show with like that kind of stuff behind him. You know,
Alpha.
Yeah, I like I was captured by the visuals. I like the visuals in that video.
Edwin, 30 seconds.
I like to collaborate with all of them.
And speaking of collaborating, we want to thank Chaz Kangas, who you jammed with the other week. How great was that?
It was great.
Right here.
Yeah, must have been he's a very talented individual.
Absolutely.
Good
As
guy.
are you.
Good guy,
As you
too.
are.
Thank you. As I am.
Okay. So much for grammar. Anyway, folks, that'll about do it for Legends TV. An eclectic mix as always. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to Bobby as well. And next week, Johnny Childs, great blues artist, and the Bronx Wrestling Federation wrestlers are going to be here,
Yes.
including the Caveman. That should be interesting. Okay, folks, Legends TV signing off.